Welcome, one and all, to Scotch and Smoke Rings 389. I am your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn, here as always with my suspenders set to maximum stun. Got a great show for you today. We will be playing some Fallout 4 today. We're going to pick up where we left off with our stealthy railroad character in Diamond City. She had just gotten to Diamond City, and we'll probably walk around a bit and do some quests in there. So it will be a lot of fun. But before that, we got to get into the show. So, as we typically do at the beginning of each of my broadcasts, we pour the scotch and we light the cigar. Today I am smoking an La Aurora y Leon Cro. And we are drinking some Old Pulsney single malt Scotch whiskey. This bottle has served us well. So I had quite a night last night because I spent the entire night working on my latest video, Are Synths Clones? Nobody asked for that video, but I had the idea. And I just couldn't not make it. Now, I had already done a lot of videos like it. I did a video on why the Institute is evil. I did a video on why synths are really people. But I wanted specifically, because I still get a lot of comments from people saying that synths are just... Alright. Do you guys not see me on YouTube? Anyway, okay, they see me. Great. There are a few people saying they can't see me, but they're mostly see me. Alright. Anyway, there are still people who will comment saying that, you know, synths are just machines, they're just toasters. And then there's the whole cloning aspect of it, because if you take a look into how the synth is actually produced in the game, it's hard to argue that it's actually a machine. At least not a machine as we're used to seeing it. So I wanted to kind of organize all of the evidence that I didn't present in my previous videos on similar topics and put it in a brand new video, which I published this morning. And people have been enjoying it. So, hope you guys liked it. But it kept me up late. I didn't get to bed until early in the morning, so I woke up just about an hour ago. So, I'm feeling good. But here I am. Here we go. Alright, cheers, ladies and gents. Bottoms up. Ooh. The smoke is particularly lingering today. But I'm working right now on the video that I'm going to be publishing for tomorrow. And if all goes according to plan, we will be doing a video on the Wicked Shipping company in Fallout 4. You know, the big company that's got the big blue trailers all over the wasteland? Wicked Shipping Fleet Lockup. I've found 3 of the trailers, I think. There's one south of Drumlin Diner, and maybe I'll get you guys to help me out here. South of Drumlin Diner, there's one of the Wicked Shipping trucks. Then there's one by the Mass Fusion Containment Shed. And then, of course, there are some of the Wicked Shipping trucks outside the lockup itself. But do any of my live viewers right now, do any of you guys know of any other of the containers. And the reason that it's important is because when you do the entire Wicked Shipping dungeon, when you raid the building, you get a key, a master key that opens up all of the different trucks. And I found 3 of them, but I can't find any more. And I wonder if there are any more to be found. So, let me know during the broadcast today if you've found others besides the one south of Drumlin Diner, and the one near the Mass Fusion Containment Shed, and the one right by the Wicked Shipping Fleet Lockup. What game are we talking about? We're talking about Fallout 4 today. Fallout 4. Soam says, when are we going to get the Minutemen alignment video? Pualaha says, Google it. Really? Do you really think I haven't Googled it yet? Really? Just down the road from Eddie's Sub Shop. Cool. Look it up in the wiki. Yeah, already done that. Again, I come up with those ideas on my own, and I do them. That's part of the research for my show. So, one in the Glowing Sea. Okay, Glowing Sea is pretty big. Spencer says, gotcha, you should get a Discord. By the way, if you guys would like to join us on Discord, there's an invitation link to my Discord server for Oxhorn fans in the description of this live broadcast right now. It's just, if you want to join me on Discord, that's the link. Are you going to do a video on Fort Hagen? I am going to do a video on Fort Hagen. Don't you worry about that. Are you going to play Overwatch or just Fallout? Asks Elder Maxon. Today we will just be playing Overwatch. The majority of my fans are only interested... I'm sorry, Fallout. We will only be playing Fallout today. The majority of my viewers are only interested in Fallout. And I'm not getting any other recommendations. Vault Dweller says, will you be interested in playing Mass Effect? Yes. Devin says Glowing Sea. Alright, so definitely one in the Glowing Sea. South of the crater. Oh man, these comments are just going by so quickly. Alright. Well, I'll keep my mind in there. So one in the Glowing Sea, I'll have to run around the Glowing Sea to find it. One south of Eddie's Sub Shop. I'll check that out. One at Quincy. I'll check Quincy. Anyway, Riley, lots of questions. Riley's saying, when are you going to do a video on the Cabot House quest? I'm going to be doing one on Cabot House very quickly. In fact, I had originally intended to do one on the Cabot House for today, but I instead wanted to do that video on whether or not synths are clones. So I'm going to be working on the Cabot House video for the weekend. So hang tight, ladies and gentlemen. If all goes according to plan, I'll try and get that done for the weekend. As for my video on the Minutemen, whether or not they are evil, I have been working out my thoughts on that for quite some time. And now that my Is the Brotherhood of Steel evil video is done, I will be focusing most of my attention on the Minutemen. I'm getting a lot of requests for the Railroad, so I'm trying to decide if I should do the Minutemen video or the Railroad video first. But, one of those will be coming forthwith. Ox, will you do a video on Preston Garvey and the random encounter? And by the way, if you say things like, Ox, please answer me, or Ox, please give me my attention, I'm usually not going to answer those questions. but I do get that particular question a lot, so I'm going to answer this one. So you get a pass this time. Just don't beg for my attention, please. The answer is probably not, because random encounters are tricky in the game. There's no console command to trigger a random encounter. So there are only two ways that I can go about recording footage for a random encounter. The first is I have a game save just before a random encounter happened, and I happen to remember where that game save is, and I load that previous game save. Second is just to play the game until the random encounter happens. Neither of which are practical. The few times when I have used footage from random encounters, they've all just been pure luck. Like when I did that video on the art versus art random encounter, I used that footage in another video I did on whether or not synths are people, I believe. And the only reason I was able to get that footage is because that random encounter had just happened to me. And it's the same with the video on the UFO. I wasn't going to do a video on the UFO at all because the UFO event had never happened to me. But I just got it. I loaded a previous game save and it had just happened. So I'm like, oh, I guess I better make a video on this. My smoke rings are not on par tonight. Let's see if I can do this again. I'm not doing a good job. If Mass Effect doesn't work out, or you get bored with Fallout, could you do some Elder Scrolls lore? I could do some Elder Scrolls lore. I've done a few lore videos in the past, but I just prefer Fallout right now. How do you get so much ammo? I play the game. Also, the Scrounger perks really help with the ammunition. If you build your characters using the Fudge Muppet guides, those character guides are really well done. And if you choose a commando build like I tend to do for some of my characters, then even if you go commando, you're going to still have a lot of ammunition. You should do a video on super mutant behemoths. From what I recall, super mutant behemoths are just really old super mutants, right? I forget where I read this, and I hope it's not someone's headcanon, but I remember reading that once somebody becomes a super mutant, they grow and they grow and they grow and they keep on growing like a whale or something. And eventually they will turn into super mutant behemoths, like Swan. That's what happened with Swan from Swan's Pond. He originally just became a super mutant. He was infected with FEV by the Institute, then released by the Institute. The poor guy, all he did is steal some cigarettes. He used to be an Institute employee. Swan used to be an Institute employee. He steals some cigarettes, so they infect him with FEV, lock him in a cage to see what happens, and when he starts to turn into a super mutant, they kick him out into the wasteland, where he grows and grows and grows until he becomes Swan. It's stuff like that, where all you have to do is read. All you gotta do is just open your eyes and read, and you're like, how could anyone defend this? This is just pure horrible. Anyway, Scrapper, or Scrounger, really if you get all of the levels of the Scrounger perk, you're going to be doing okay on ammunition. Also, if you do a commando run, keep one of every automatic weapon. That's what I do. As I showed off in my broadcast the night before last, just before I published my video on the Sentinel site in the Glowing Sea, I did a live broadcast where I ran around the Glowing Sea just killing stuff. And it was a lot of fun. And I ran around with my assault rifle, and I started with 1,700 rounds of ammunition. By the time the show ended, I only had like 600 rounds left. So that's how quickly, over the span of just an hour, you go through ammunition on a commando build. So what I do is I keep one of every single automatic weapon that is in the game. And I wait until I find... Pardon me, I wait until I find a legendary version. I don't even care what version, as long as it's a legendary version. And then I'll fully upgrade that gun. And then I sell all of the ammunition I get that is for weapons that cannot be converted into automatic weapons. And then I rename each automatic weapon in my inventory with the type of ammunition it uses at the very front of the name, so that I'm constantly reminded exactly what kind of ammunition I need to loot in order to keep those guns. And then I'll just use one gun until it runs out of ammo, and then cycle to the next gun. And the way the way it works is, as I'm playing the game, I'm using ammunition all of one type, but I'm getting a bunch of ammunition for all of the other types. And then I just cycle through them. By the time I get back to my original gun, I have 1,700 rounds of ammunition again. In that way, I can get a commando build to work without cheating. Oxhorn, is there one key in the Child of Adam headquarters in the Glowing Sea? I can't say that I've explored the Crater of Adam thoroughly. I know there's a perk magazine, I believe, if I recall correctly. And you only go there once when you're trying to find Virgil. You stop by the Crater of Adam when trying to find Virgil. I don't recall any master key anywhere in the Crater of Adam. I could be wrong. But I don't see what you would use it for. The two major sites occupied by the children of Adam in the Glowing Sea is, one, the Crater of Adam. There's a little Child of Adam town there. And then the second is, of course, the Sentinel site, where you have Henry guarding the Mark 28 nuclear bombs. Megaton says, I believe it's only certain cases of FEV exposure where the subject can further its transformation past the super mutant stage and become a behemoth. Oh, is that true? I'll have to check that out. You know, if you're a Far Harbor Child of Adam member, there is unique dialogue in the Virgil Quest Crater. Is there really? That's interesting. Yeah, I should really start doing some Children of Adam videos. I covered them extensively in my video on what the best ending is for Far Harbor. That was a fun video to make, and I was exhaustive. I think the video ended up being over an hour long. I went through every single possible ending to the entire Far Harbor DLC, including the Children of Adam ending, so I covered them extensively. But I haven't really done anything on the Children of Adam since then. I didn't realize that if you were a Child of Adam in Far Harbor, you could get unique dialogue by going to the Crater of Adam in the Glowing Sea. That's really interesting. I may have to go back to some of my previous saves and do some content on that. Kupalik says, I can't recall if there's unique dialogue in the Sentinel site, but I think there is, he says. And there is unique dialogue in the Sentinel site, says Kville 2000. Oh, interesting. It's cool that Bethesda would weave those together. Oxhorn would have been insane with that's interesting. I'm still waking up. I've only been awake for an hour and 20 minutes now. So, you'll forgive me. What do you think of BioShock? Asks Ryan. And would you do videos on it? I have never played Bioshock. I'm ashamed to say. Now, I have seen a lot of its artwork. I don't know anything about it. I know that there's a main character named Elizabeth. And I know that there's this big machine that somebody uses, like it's an underwater world or something. I haven't played the game, but I hear great things, and I love the artwork for it. It's got a similar retro futuristic look to it that I really enjoy. So I think that Bioshock is probably a game I'd like, but I haven't played it. As for whether or not I'll make content for it, I have no idea. It is an older game, and I'm probably not going to be doing a lot of content about older games at the moment, aside, of course, from Fallout 4, which has been out for over a year. I was just playing Fallout 4 and there was a Vault 81 person in the Wastes. Yes, that is, what's her name? Riley, right? Trader Riley. Yeah, you meet her outside not the fish packing plant. It's a fish processing plant. South of the Kingsport Lighthouse. What's it called? It's not the Makra plant. I forget what it's called. Was it south of Kingsport, or is that Poseidon Energy? I forget. Anyway, you find her just inside one of those meat plants, trading with the guy who owns that dungeon. And then you can actually convince her to become a settler at one of your settlements. Fallout 4 is like 2 years old. No, it was released in November of 2015. So that makes it a year and 2 months, less than that. It's the cannery with the crazy guy. Yeah, the meatpacking plant. South of the lighthouse. That's right. Longneck Lakowski plant. That's right. Yeah. You find her outside the Longneck Lakowski plant, and you can buy from her. And if you have high enough charisma, and if you're part of the Minutemen, you can send her to one of your settlements. So I did a video on all of the traveling merchants that you can convince to set up shop in some of your settlements many months ago, actually. It's on my YouTube channel, but Trader Riley is one of them. So she is a unique merchant you can get. There are 2 vault dwellers in the waste, says Poelaha. The only other vault dweller that you can convince to come to your settlement is Tina. Tina, I forget her last name. From Vault 81. So when you're actually in Vault 81, Tina, you can convince Tina to stop having an affair with what's-his-name and to come join your settlement. But she doesn't really do anything. She was... If you take a look at her code, she does have a merchant package attached to her, but her inventory isn't any more unique than any of the other. She's never going to become a tier 4 merchant. The cool thing about some of these... DeLuca, yes, Tina DeLuca. The cool thing about some of these merchants that you can find in the game is if you assign them to a tier 3 shop, they can have tier 4 inventory, which means that you can actually have a merchant at your settlement that has a better inventory than many of the merchants that you actually find in the wasteland, with the exception that they don't sell legendary weapons, I don't believe, or legendary armors. Anyway, those are the only 2 vault dwellers you can get to join your settlement, to my knowledge. You can get the husband of the general merchant of Vault 81 as well. Well, you can't. So, from everything that I read about it, there's a bit of a bug. What they did is, there's the traveling bartender. What's his name? Sims, Mills, something like that. Anyway, there's a traveling bartender that you can find and send to one of your settlements. His merchant package was attached to the husband of the general store merchant in Vault 81 by accident. Not Lucas Mills. And anyway, so using console commands, you could get the guy to go... Yes, Ron. Thank you, Adeptius. Ron. Anyway, using console commands, you could get the guy, the husband of the merchant, to go to your settlement. And once he's there, then you could assign him to a trader stall and turn him into a tier 4 merchant. But he's going to be selling all of the same stuff as Ron. Ron Staples, that's right. Thanks, Bowwolf. So, I mean, it's not part of the game. There is that package associated with his character, but you can only access him using console commands, which no one has access to unless you're on the PC. So, it's not part of the game, really. Bugthesda says screen step. Yeah. Hey, we know what we're getting into when we play a Bethesda game, alright? We already know. They've established a reputation for themselves. This is their thing. We know what we're getting into ahead of time. Earthball says, do you think the Enclave might be hiding and preparing to retake DC since there isn't much Brotherhood resistance there? And Brian says, what do you think of Ronnie Shaw? Two great questions. I think the Enclave was definitively defeated in Fallout 3. And I believe that ending is canon. Now, it's possible that there are Enclave remnants around the wastes. And if that's the case, then it would be really interesting to see them show up in a future Fallout game. So I wouldn't put it past Bethesda. I'm not going to say that the Enclave will never show up. I don't think that they'll ever show up in the same way that they did in Fallout 3. Not in the same force, not as large. They may show up maybe as a small remnant faction that you probably can't side with in a future game, if at all. As for Ronnie Shaw, I just love everything about Ronnie Shaw. I can't help it. She is such a fun character. She's so ornery and cantankerous. She has one thing in mind. She loves the Minutemen. Gosh darn it. If you defend the castle against the Brotherhood of Steel and the Institute in the Brotherhood of Steel ending, she has some unique dialogue. You can go talk to Preston Garvey, finish the quest, and then she'll gather up all of the troops at the castle and give a big speech. And that's so funny. She's a feisty creature. You talk about the gunners with military, maybe Enclave rejects? Possibly. We know that one of the children of Adam is actually an ex-Enclave member. And that's another reason why I think that the Enclave is pretty much decimated as far as being a major faction. Richter, was that his name? The Child of Adam guard? He's like second in command in the Child of Adam. He's really powerful. And he was an ex-Enclave member. If you talk with him, he says that he used to be part of the Enclave in DC before they were destroyed. So 10 years ago, he was an Enclave member in DC. They all get destroyed by the Lone Wanderer. And then Richter, is that his name? Becomes a Child of Adam. So in that way, we'll probably see a lot of Enclave members as members of other factions, but never, I think, as a major faction again. But you're probably right. Some of the Enclave soldiers probably did become gunners. I would imagine that would be a logical conclusion. Grand Zealot Brian. Was it Grand Zealot Richter? Yeah. Grand Zealot Richter. Yeah, he's an ex-Enclave member. Oxhorn, where do you get your cigars? I happen to own my own cigar company yourself. Hey, if interested, I could hook you up with cigars for your show. Drew's Revenge. It's great to be a YouTuber. I make lots of awesome friends. I get these from Famous Smoke Shop. It's just an online store. Pretty good prices. But I'm always open to other avenues of providing my show with the fuel it needs to function. Gaming Cinema says, Oxhorn, how do you think people still know about Christianity and Judaism in Fallout? Great question. Neither Christianity nor Judaism play that much of a significant role in the Fallout franchise, with the exception of Fallout 3. Revelations plays a heavy role in Fallout 3. Well, at least it's referenced to a lot by the Lone Wanderer's father. I believe the Lone Wanderer's father must have had some sort of Christian education, or might be a Christian himself, because he's constantly quoting the Book of Revelations. He has a quote from the Book of Revelations in his room. But aside from that, there isn't, and of course that's a perfect fit, because the Book of Revelations is all about the apocalypse, right? It's all about Armageddon. That's where we get the word Armageddon from. So that makes perfect sense. As for the rest of the Commonwealth knowing very much about Christianity or Judaism, they're not featured heavily. Really? So the only religious creatures we see in Fallout 4, for example, is the Church of All Faiths. There's the Church of All Faiths in Diamond City. And it's not just exclusively a Christian church. Now, we do find a lot of ruined churches, and this is actually an idea for a video I want to do, the churches of Fallout 4. Because there are a lot of really interesting ruined churches, each with its own unique story. Aside from that one church that's got the guy in it who's a reference to The Walking Dead, there's really no major, Christian element to the game. Really, the only religious people in the game are the children of Adam, and they're presented as being such freaks. Right? What's interesting about the way the children of Adam function is they borrow a lot of their verbiage from Christianity. Like if you talk with Henry in the Sentinel site, he'll talk about, and even the captions bring this up, he'll talk about Adam, and it's Adam with a capital A, and they'll talk about Adam's word with a capital W. And those are all direct references to Christianity and Judaism, because that's what went on there. So what I think likely happened is Christian, and this is all headcanon, this is just headcanon, Christianity and Judaism. Okay, so in real life, if there were to be an apocalypse like this, both of those religions, especially Christianity, would live on, and if anything, they would become much more stronger, because people tend to go to places of faith during times of turmoil. Especially if you're trying to live through an apocalypse, which was predicted in the Book of Revelation. So in real life, I think those would just get stronger. But in the Fallout universe, they're clearly not as strong as they used to be. I think in the Fallout universe, many people kind of abandoned those old faiths, and instead just fought to survive and became raiders and lost hope and stuff like that. Because neither of them really play a huge prominent role. But what likely happened is, because everyone was so horrified by what happened with the drop of the atom bombs, this fascination with nuclear technology and the atom bomb turned itself into this religion. People wanted to worship that which was so powerful, that which could destroy worlds. And then the cult of Adam arose out of that, and they naturally went to a place where they were comfortable. So they borrowed language from Christianity and Judaism, and they borrowed ways of speaking and intonation and ways of thinking from previous religions to create their new religion, the Church and Cult of Adam. That's what I think. There's a Christian cross on Spectacle Island acting as a grave marker. It has a Brahmin skull hanging on it, says Jeb Rice. That's correct. In fact, if you go to Abernathy Farm, was the daughter's name Lucy Abernathy? I forget, but the daughter's name, the daughter that got killed by raiders, she also has a Christian cross as a grave marker. But I don't necessarily think that that has anything to do with the religious aspect of Christianity or anything like that. Well, I mean, the religious aspect of it's a religion, so I don't think it has anything to do with the religion of Christianity. I just think that the cross has become adopted as almost a universal grave marker because it has been used so often as gravestones in the past. So I don't think that just because Lucy Abernathy has a cross as a grave marker that the Abernathys are Christians. Could be, but I don't think that's necessarily true. When are you going to do a video on the hallucinations of the Children of Adam storyline? I did one already called Who Was the Mother of the Fog? And I still don't know the answer. Like, I did an entire video on that. And I don't know the answer to that question. Because it's just weird. We already know, and this I made this video before I had delved more into whether or not the supernatural exists in the Fallout universe. The supernatural in the Fallout universe makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I don't really think the two should fit so well. Like, when I went to Dunwich Borers, it was interesting. Sure, yeah, I got this great Lovecraftian vibe. But I don't play Fallout to play a supernatural horror game, right? And so any reference to something that is metaphysical seems a little out of place to me in the Fallout universe. And that's one of the things about the whole mother of the children of Adam thing, the mother of the fog. It struck me as very strange, because you drink from the irradiated spring, and you do get a hallucination. And drinking from that same spring kills 90% of the people who try it. And you didn't do anything special to prepare to drink from that spring. It's not like you took a drug that made you immune from drinking from a highly irradiated spring. You drank from the spring. You should have died, but you didn't. And the Children of Adam say that you didn't die because you were protected by the Mother of the Fog. And the Mother of the Fog shows up. Like, you see her there, and you follow her out, and she speaks to you, and she leads you to a place where you can find a relic to the Mother of the Fog. And now that can't have just been a hallucination, because unless you had visited that location previously and knew where it was, there's no way that you could just randomly in a crazy dazed state wander through the fog and then stumble upon an icon to the very mother that you're hallucinating about, which makes me think that she's real. And that's disturbing. That's weird, right? Like, if the Mother of the Fog is real, does that mean the Children of Adam are right? That's a disturbing thing to think about. Now, she could be human, pretending to be a wraith, but she only shows up when you're in that crazy, hallucinated state. It just brings up a lot of questions that there just are not answers to. Joanne says you were protected by the plot. And yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. You were indeed protected by the plot. 3 cheers for the plot, ladies and gentlemen. It protected us. Rebel says, which do you think is the lore ending to Fallout 4? Which one do you think is canon? I'm going to say probably the Minuteman ending, just because the Minutemen play such a significant role in the game. I mean, the entire settlement system is built around the idea of the Minutemen. Many of the settlements and places in the game you are introduced to because you did a Radiant Minuteman side Radiant quest. Yeah, so if I had to choose one, I'd say that was probably the canon ending. I mean, the Institute is clearly meant to be the evil antagonist of the game in much the same way the Enclave was the evil antagonist of that game. And the Enclave was destroyed by... The canon of the game is that the Enclave was destroyed in Fallout 3, so it's likely that the Institute was destroyed. As for the Brotherhood of Steel, I don't know. That's a great question. As the Lone Wanderer, you could attack and destroy the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 3, but clearly that didn't happen in the canon of the game. So what happened to the Brotherhood of Steel in the canon of Fallout 4? Well, we won't really know until the next game comes out. The Minutemen has the least casualties, so that's why I thought they would be the canon ending, says Bradley. Amir says, I think it's the Brotherhood of Steel, plus I don't want to kill kids. The whole thing about killing kids, this is the frustrating thing. So there are children in the Institute. And the only faction that doesn't kill the children in the Institute is the Minutemen. If you side with the Brotherhood of Steel and you destroy the Institute, you kill all the kids in the Institute. So there's no moral high ground by sitting there saying, well, I sided with the Brotherhood of Steel because I couldn't kill kids. No, if you killed the Institute, you killed kids. Now, the Minutemen are the only ones who send out a big... so if you side with the Railroad, you free all the synths, right? So all of the synths in the Institute get out. But you don't set up this big emergency beacon to get everybody out. If you side with the Minutemen, you sound an alert that gets everybody out, including all the synths and all the children. Now, the Brotherhood of Steel is different, because they do have children on board, but those children are squires. They are soldiers, and they are in a combat vehicle. The real problem is Elder Maxon. And you learn this when you talk with Paladin Dance. Paladin Dance was uncomfortable, hugely uncomfortable, with the idea of having children on the Pridwin as squires, right? Because he's bringing these kids into a combat zone, on a combat vehicle. But Elder Maxon insisted, he said, according to Paladin Dance, that the best way to get these kids acclimated to Brotherhood of Steel life is to serve in active duty as squires aboard the Pridwin. And because Elder Maxon said so, it happened. So the only reason you are forced to kill kids if you destroy the Brotherhood of Steel is because Elder Maxon, in his madness, insisted on bringing kids aboard the Pridwin. And this comes to the whole human shield thing, right? Anytime people use children or civilians as human shields, that's just evil. It's just horribly evil. You're basically taking innocents hostage and hiding behind them to prevent your enemies from attacking you because they are morally superior to you and you recognize it. I don't think Maxon went that far, right? I don't think he sat there thinking, well, I know I'm a morally evil person, and the people in the Commonwealth are probably going to rebel against me some way, so let's get a bunch of kids on board the Pridwin to act as sort of human shields to prevent them from attacking us. I doubt he went that far with it. I'm going to give Maxon the benefit of the doubt. I think he's an honest man, but I don't think he's a very wise man. He's a great leader. I'll give him that. He's a great leader. I don't think he's the best tactician. I don't think he's the smartest person, and I don't think he's the wisest person. The entire idea of the Pridwin itself as a military combat vehicle hovering just above the ground, filled with explosive hydrogen tanks, is just a bad idea. They did have the history of the Hindenburg within Fallout lore, so there is no excuse. The Hindenburg happened before the Divergence, so they should have known better. But they didn't, right? They just filled it with hydrogen and said, hey, we're going to hover in the middle of the air right over the Boston airport because we're the Brotherhood and we're invincible and we're going to be fine. And while we're at it, let's put a bunch of kids on board just because, hey, you know, they need to learn the combat in the field, right? This is the best way for them to learn. Look, the thing is, in a military situation, if you are under active assault by an enemy, you have to defend yourself. And the entire world is under active assault by the Brotherhood of Steel. The Institute is under active assault. The Railroad is under active assault. The Minutemen, I don't believe the Minutemen were under active assault. I'm trying to remember who attacked first. I think the Brotherhood attacked the castle first, right? Yeah, the Brotherhood's... Yeah, you defend the castle. No. You only defend the castle from Brotherhood vertibirds once you destroy the Pridwen. If you're part of the Minutemen. If I recall. But, like, if... Let's say that you're siding with the Railroad or the Institute, and you want to survive, you have to destroy the Brotherhood. You have no other option. If you don't, then all of the children in the Institute are destroyed by the Brotherhood. If you don't, then all of the synths are destroyed by the Brotherhood. So it's kind of one of those things where you have to destroy the Brotherhood, and the Brotherhood chose to put child squires on board the Pridwen. I think that the deaths of those child squires are on the heads of the Brotherhood. The blood of those children are on Maxon's hands. Yeah, that's right. They don't attack the castle, says Puelaha. And the lol nerd girl says the Minutemen shot first. Yeah, that's right. They did shoot first. And I'm trying to remember why. This is going to be something interesting for my Minutemen video, because I do believe the Minutemen is the best option for the Commonwealth. And I also think they're the most moral faction. But if they shot first for the Brotherhood, that's going to bother me. I'm going to have to deal with that. Oxhorn, were you disappointed with the ending to Fallout 4? Yes and no. I don't want to get too deep into the ending, because I know there are people watching who haven't finished it. But the way Bethesda wrapped up the relationship between... Okay, how do I say this without spoilers? The way Bethesda wrapped up the original quest to find your son is so unsatisfying and tragic. No matter which faction you side with. It's just horrible. I probably said too much there. It's been a year. If you haven't beaten the game after a year, maybe it's your own fault. But yet at the same time, it is powerful. It evokes a lot of genuine human emotion. And it's cause for a lot of interesting conversations. And those are all really good things for a great story. It's still really unsatisfying. It's a huge bummer. I wouldn't call it a bad ending. It's not bad. It's sad. It's unsatisfying. I wish it was different. But I wouldn't call it bad. Oxhorn, do you think Deacon is the Lone Wanderer, says Kyler? No, I don't think Deacon is the Lone Wanderer. I've seen all of those references online in the fan theories. But those are just fan theories. There really is no evidence. It's basically, the fan theories go, what if, and then what if, and then what if, and if all of these what ifs, then maybe, and that's the entire argument. There is no evidence that Deacon is the Lone Wanderer. I mean, there's only evidence that Deacon is Deacon. Also, why would the Lone Wanderer side with the Railroad? Of all of the factions, why would the Lone Wanderer go to Boston and side with the Railroad? Was his relationship with Harkness at Rivet City that strong that he was inspired to save all the synths, so he goes to Boston to join the Railroad? I didn't see that as such a huge part of Fallout 3. It was more of a side part of Fallout 3. Oxhorn, when are you going to do a lore video on Good Neighbor? I have been working on that for a while, actually. So, the thing is, I often get requests from people to do a lore video on Good Neighbor and a lore video on Diamond City. The requests will go, how did the whole racism against, or not racism, I guess, but prejudice against ghouls in Diamond City manifest? And what was the Great Exodus? Because we learned that the ghouls from Goodneighbor are all exiles from Diamond City. Like, they were rejected from Diamond City. There are no ghouls in Diamond City. And so all the ghouls went to Goodneighbor. How did that thing happen? Well, all we know about it comes from Piper and from Nick. And their stories are really scant. Like, there isn't a whole lot. They basically just say that, yeah, Mayor McDonough kicked all the ghouls out of Diamond City. First of all, it's a really weird thing for Mayor McDonough to do. Especially if, spoiler alert, he's really a synth working for the Institute. Why would you do that as the mayor of Diamond City? That just brings more attention to yourself, and it makes more people hate you. You now make all of Goodneighbor hates you now because you kicked them out. Anyway, so it's kind of hard to separate those two. If I talk about Diamond City, I'm inevitably going to be talking about Goodneighbor. If I talk about Goodneighbor, I have to talk about Diamond City. So the two topics are becoming one. And that is turning into a rather large video. So I'm still trying to figure out how to go about doing that video. Deacon is a girl. Deacon was a girl at one point. Well, that would explain why you can't romance him. I'll tell you what, the fan theories, they get more creative each day. He kicked out the ghouls because one went feral inside. Wiseman tells you that. Oh, is that true? Sweet. Note to self. I'm taking notes. Thank you, guys. You should see my notes. I have this huge document filled with all of my notes for future videos. I go through all of my comments every single day. And your comments give me great ideas for future episodes, and so I'll use your comments when doing research for my videos. So thank you for that. Lore breaking: Edward Deegan is found in the Dugout Inn in Diamond City. Yeah, that's true, but he's not just found in the... That's more of like a game thing, because he's found at Bunker Hill, at the pub in Goodneighbor, and at the Dugout Inn in Diamond City. And Bethesda put him there because they needed to put him in a place where they thought that the player would frequent. How would the Institute go about eliminating everyone on the surface as suggested by X6? X688 talks about the surface dwellers dying out. He clearly despises the Commonwealth, as does the Institute. I don't think we can then take that a step further and suggest that they want to exterminate everyone. I think ultimately they're hoping that will happen, but I think their philosophy is that it'll happen of its own accord. Their whole view about mankind redefined is not that they're going to save mankind, it's that they're reinventing mankind through the Gen 3 synth. Alan Benet often says that the Gen 3 synth is the next evolution of mankind. So when you say that they're humanity's best hope, they're only humanity's best hope if you think humanity's best hope is for all of the existing human beings to die and to be replaced with synths. If that's humanity's best hope, then yeah, the Institute is humanity's best hope. So it's clear that the Institute wants everyone to die, but I don't know if they have it in them at the moment to go out and kill everybody. I'm not sure if that's true. All right, ladies and gents. We should probably start playing Fallout 4, huh? This is, after all, a gaming broadcast. Let's see if I can pull this on up here. And we can pick up where we left off in Diamond City. Why are they reinventing it? What is the actual point? Well, I believe in their mind, they think that the world is doomed. That it's just so corrupt and the radiation is so horrible and that humanity is irredeemable. This is one of the reasons why they needed perfect, pure, unspoiled DNA from the sole survivor's son, kept safe in an underground vault, untainted by the radiation from the wasteland. This gives them the genetic material they need to make a pure master race of Generation 3 synths. It always comes back to purity, ladies and gentlemen. The Brotherhood of Steel wants mankind to be pure. The purity of mankind. The Institute wants to make a more pure human replacement. Alright, let's see if I can load this game here. There we go. And let's turn off my music and turn on the Fallout music. Okay, so here we are. I got my ugly railroad character. And we're in Diamond City. Now we have a couple of choices. We can go and try and find Nick Valentine immediately. Or we could do some quests here in Diamond City. Explore around, talk with people.
We had a pop quiz yesterday.
And we've learned a lot since
You're
then,
tough.
so we're going to reinforce that knowledge with a little quiz.
But I'm tired.
I'm detecting a high degree of fatigue in all our little scholars. Perhaps the quiz can wait?
All right, you guys win. We'll do the quiz later.
Yes!
Hey!
Excuse me.
Another traveler. Sorry, you're in the wrong place. This is
I wish this school had more of a role in the game.
I go where I want.
Fine then. Just keep in mind that Diamond City security is very protective of this building. Do I make myself clear? Now, I'm going to get back to my students, and I trust you'll behave yourself.
Miss Edna, do robots have families?
All of the children who come here are like family to me. I'm so happy seeing you all
What's
grow and
interesting is
learn
that
year after year.
What about Mr. Zwicky? Is he like family too? Like a husband?
I am, well, we are colleagues. We spend a lot of time together, yes? But that's all. Who can tell me? If Henry and Sally had 4 mule fruits and they cut them all up into 4 slices each, how many slices would they have?
16. That's easy.
Ah, but what if a new scholar
started
comes
with
to join
20
us? Let's test your
And
math skills.
divide by 4.
What is 12
What?
times
They
15?
had 5.
they're making
Very
me
good.
do math.
Time for a quiz. What is 12 times 15?
Oh man. 12, 15 times.
It's the square root of who gives a crap.
Now, watch your language around the little one. I see your parents did not raise you to respect your education. Family. It is important, yes? This thing called love. I hear the children talk about. I think they need that to learn.
A child needs all the love you can give them.
Oh, please do not get upset. Why is it when I talk about these things there are always tears? I have one more question before you leave. It's not another quiz. I don't get to talk to many adults. This love I hear about, do you think you can have it for someone, even if the two of you are very, very different?
If you love someone, hold on to them.
This is my railroad character, so she would have to.
Chance.
Thank you. You have helped me make up my mind about something. Lovely day for learning, isn't it, Mr.
There we go.
Yes, of course. I'm glad you're here.
You are?
What I meant was, it'd be impossible to handle all the kids by myself. You're really an invaluable part of the school.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Oh, poor Miss Edna, getting her heart broken by the school teacher. Anyway, she is the railroad character, so if she were to make that decision, she would be all for robot-human love. Alright, let's get into some trouble here. I hear there's this guy back here that needs help painting a wall. There is nobody here, dude.
Don't touch the paint.
What? Why?
This is the wall. The great green guardian that keeps out the bad guys. No one's broken through the wall. Never. Least we can do for her in return is keep her looking pristine. Thinking you need a little education. Maybe a bit of community
Go
service.
back, there was a magazine in the school. Was there really?
What do you need done?
You see this paint I'm using? Only one place left in the whole Commonwealth you can get it. Hardware Town. Ruined store close by to the west. Bring back a can of paint and it'll be 100 caps in your pocket. How's that sound?
Only if you throw in some more money.
A good Samaritan does the work without nitpicking the details. 100 caps, no more.
Paint retrieval. I'm on it.
Much obliged.
And while the paper might point their fingers at synths,
Wow, these guys
telling
came
ghost
quick.
Stories to drive us apart. We will not betray this sacred trust. Now, I want everyone to hear these next words very carefully. I am not a synth. I am the same flesh and blood boy who grew up on these streets, who was born in a shack just down the waterfront to Martha and Patrick McDonough. And I will not abandon my city due to the heinous allegations of the press. God bless this city. God bless the wall.
Yay, Mayor McDonough! Oh, the residents don't like him. All right, was there a magazine that I forgot in the school?
Ain't you a little old to be in school?
Yes.
There it is. Thank you. Ah. All right, Shane Kowalski's got a quest for us, right?
Shan, what have I told you about keeping the lake clean? Don't make me shut down this little stand of yours.
Every drop of water that comes out of that filter is 100% pure. Why is a legitimate businessman like myself always gotta be hassled by city regulation, huh?
It's a health hazard, Shang.
It's a profit hazard is what I say. I manage the water, and I'll do it without your interference, thank you very much.
I hear there's a
Hi
bar
there.
in the old theater
Hey
district
there,
that's for
purified
Raiders
water.
only.
You won't find this out in
Combat
the
zone.
Commonwealth.
I'd stay clear if I was you.
You by yourself out here?
That's right. Been on my own since I was 8. I'm a fully independent man. Got my own place. Go to night classes. The whole shebang. Now, how about I get you a bottle of water?
Shang going to night classes.
Anything I can do to help out?
Ah, the industrious type. Want to help me clean out the water supply? You won't believe the junk people throw in there. Overloads the filters.
I'm on it.
Just don't drown. I'll never clean your carcass out of there.
Alright, let's clean the water supply. And try not to die from radiation. Metal bucket. Typewriter. Toaster.
Fresh water. Come on, people. I ain't standing here for my health.
So I get the metal bucket and the toaster, but I leave the big giant tires. Human skull. And an antifreeze bottle. That was easy.
Hey, Shang.
Look how clean the water is now. Good job.
I'm glad he could tell the difference.
Now, how about you pick up some bottles for the road?
Don't need anything today.
And take a hike.
Oh! This kid's got a mouth. Nick Valentine says, I think you should go and find me in the vault. Alright, let's stop by, what's her name? Ellie.
Told you your luck wouldn't last forever.
Something wrong?
Another stray coming in from the rain. Afraid you're too late.
Why you gotta be
Office is
such
closed.
a bummer, Ellie?
Wait, who are you? You the detective?
Me? No, I'm Nick's secretary. Handle his appointments, his papers, that sort of thing. Well, that's what I used to do anyway, but now Nick's disappeared and I can't keep a detective agency open.
Ask
without a
about the
detective.
skull, says Ethan. Yeah, he tells us that that was the last person that he convinced to clean out the water.
Picture on milk carton time?
If only it was that simple, right? Nick disappeared working a case. Skinny Malone's gang had kidnapped a young woman, and he tracked them down to their hideout in Park Street Station. There's an old vault down there they use as a base. I told Nick he was walking into a trap, but he just smiled and walked out the door like he always does.
I'll find him. You have my word.
Thank you. Nick should be easy to spot. He's always wearing that old hat and trench coat getup.
Plus, he's a synth.
Please, hurry.
She's like, yeah, he's easy to spot. He's got a hat and a trench coat. She fails to say the biggest thing about him. Oh yeah, he's missing half of his face. All right. Have you done the Eddie Winter case? On all of my other characters, but not on this guy yet. This guy is only level... Oh, I've got 4 perks points to spend. Ah. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I know that this is less than enthralling, but I gotta find a Fudge Muppet build here. So that I can know how to spend my perk points.
Hello.
Yeah. You're hearing the Fudge Muppet guys.
Paired lie about.
I'm just like, yeah, I use YouTube.
She understands.
Here we go. Hold on.
What?
There we go. Okay. So, according to Fudge Muppet, I need to go to Blitz. Where's Blitz? I've never done a character like this before. A melee assassin character. So, I don't know where all of these are. Blitz. Vat's melee distance is decreased. Or increased. Blitz. Ninja. Your ranged sneak attacks do 2.5 times normal damage, and your melee sneak attacks do 4 times normal damage. Ooh. Ninja, sneak. And sneak too. Sweet. Alright, I'm fully perked out. And the next one is big leagues. Now, do I have a melee weapon? I've got a minigun. Why I've got a minigun? No, I don't. I don't have a melee weapon. I'll have to find one. Alright, well, let's go, let's see. Let's go to Hardware Town. Oh, I'm still using this thing.
Kyle, it's me. I'm not a synth.
Oh, no.
Don't move, synth. What have you done with the real Riley? Where's my brother? I swear, I'm not a synth. Don't shoot, for God's sakes. We're family.
Put the gun down, now!
He's a synth! He'll kill us all! Kyle, no!
Okay, show's over. There are no synths in Diamond City, hear me? Just you folks and your damn paranoia.
No! Wow. This guy's got an epic stance as a dead corpse. Alright, let's go to Hardware Town because I believe I could probably pick up a switchblade or something there. But I think I want to use a different gun for this. Save. Go buy a swatter. Get an aluminum bladed bat. Yeah, but I don't want to spend any money. I've only got 500 caps. Okay. How do I already have followed the Freedom Trail? I should probably find the railroad pretty quickly, huh? I'm wanting to side with them for this guy. Alright, first things first. Let's go get some gear. Gear and loot and stuff from Hardware Town. Sell your excess to Arturo. Oh yeah, I could do that, huh? Yeah, that's how the game works, right? You sell things. Okay. Alright, I'll go back. I'll go back. Alright, I'll go back. That way I can reach the character. I really want to get Pikmin's Blade or maybe the Disciple Blade. There's a legendary Disciple Blade you can get from Nuka World that is pretty killer.
Darling, are you sure about this? I am not a normal girl.
My
Here we
dear,
go.
You're perfect. I only wish I had realized that sooner.
Then by the power invested in me, I pronounce you man and wife.
You helped me make a very big decision. Thank you. I think I know what this love is now.
Extra! Is your neighbor really human?
Robot love.
We have the exclusive.
Who wants to look beautiful? Hairstyles from across the common. Swatter. Who needs a swatter?
Slightly disturbing. Okay.
Hey, you're the new girl, right?
Yeah, I'm the new girl.
Well, it's good to have you here. Name's Arturo Rodriguez. If you need protection, let's talk.
Let's see what you got.
Something for everyone.
Okay, let's sell my minigun. And let's sell... Oh, I have a switchblade. Maybe I didn't know I had a switchblade. Let's see if he has any melee weapons. Baseball bat, slow... Combat knife, okay. Old Faithful, a pool cue, sledgehammer. And a walking cane.
custom hardware?
Let's see if this guy sells a better swatter.
Excuse me.
You there! You need a genuine, authentic, custom-made hickory swatter.
I'll take a look. Sure.
A swatter never runs out of bullets.
That's true. That's wisdom, that. A barbed blue swatter. Rockville slugger. Ooh. 40% less action point cost. Ooh, I want that. But it's 1,000 caps. 1,000 caps. Can I sell enough to get that? I only need... Yeah, this is only 13. How about ammunition that I don't need? Yeah, I could sell all this ammunition. I don't need that. To 68. I'm almost there. How much is that? All right, let's sell some more stuff. Sell, sell, sell. I can sell to you.
Arturo.
If you're looking to keep your load light, we can shoot the breeze about the old-fashioned pistol or anything else you need.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Everything hand-tooled.
Nightwing says, hey, can we learn about baseball? Sure. I'll teach you about baseball, the Fallout 4-way. Yes. Now I can go and get the Rockville slugger.
Hey, Mo.
Need a swatter with a little more stopping power? Stainless steel nails, my friend.
What's a swatter?
Rookie, eh? A swatter, my friend, is a Diamond City tradition. See, it used to be that this whole place was a stadium.
Story time with Mo.
Teams would meet and play a game called baseball. One team would beat the other team to death with these things called baseball bats, and the best bats were called swatters. True fact.
True fact.
Oh, really? What kind of teams were there?
There was the Diamond City Demolishers, big brutes of guys, played in full power armor with special pneumatic arms, for swinging. Then you had the Lexington Ladies, an all-female team with Coach Bloody Mary Sue at the helm, highest kill count in the league.
Bloody Mary Sue.
I could spend all day talking about the Concord Crushers or the Quincy Killmeisters, but you get the idea. It was a hell of a sport.
Ah, the good old days when baseball was like gladiatorial combat.
Sounds like fun.
Bet your socks it was. Now, how about you pick up a little memento in the form of a genuine swatter?
Yeah, let me get myself a swatter.
Handmade, each one.
Okay, now I can get this legendary Rockville slugger. And I'm out of caps, but I got myself my first legendary item. Woohoo! Let's go kill some people. And I can use my stealth. My stealthy stealth. Finally. I got a lot of criticism in my last broadcast. Everyone's like, Oxhorn, you have no idea how to play a stealth character. I'm like, I haven't spent any of my perk points yet. What do you expect from me? Let's take a look at this Rockville slugger. Oh, yes.
Don't let the stress of life kill you. Relax.
All right, let's see what apparel we can put on. Oh, I've still got my
Got too much dirt in that hair?
power armor.
Get it trimmed. You won't regret it.
That's right. I don't have the scrap necessary to repair this thing yet. Plus, if I walk around in power armor, that's not really stealthy, is it? Is it? Yeah? Alright. So maybe I shouldn't use power armor for this build. Okay, let's put on my guard helm. The militia hat is good for charisma, but... Alright, and we are on our way. As a true member of Diamond City, delivering the mail
Find out.
in a catcher hat. Jacer says football was just a bunch of kittens being thrown at each other. This is true. Dubeezy says eventually you can use power armor in stealth. That's also true, and there's a railroad paint job, which is good for that, and you can put Stealth Boy modifications on your power armor. But this build, I don't believe, has any nuclear physicist perks. And that is essential for any power armor playthrough. Like, you just can't play without nuclear physicist in power armor. Otherwise, you just drain your fusion cores way too fast. Alright, here we go.
Anybody, help! Hurry, she's in here! Please help!
I'm coming. It's totally not a trap. Let's go around back. And I can use my stealth for the first time. But I want to save, because I don't know what's going to happen.
You see the last one we tried to pull in with all the grenades?
I was out doing my rounds. What about him?
Well, Becca pulled him into the front of the store, and everything seemed fine, right? He must have got spooked or something, because he suddenly starts throwing grenades everywhere.
What'd you guys do?
That's the thing. It turns out they weren't grenades at all. They were just rocks. He was making the sounds with his mouth. Pins being pulled, the whole 9 yards.
That's fucking nuts. Did you guys take him out?
No, we just stood there. We couldn't believe what we were seeing. After he threw about a half a dozen rocks near the back of the store, he started making machine gun noises and backing toward the door. Once he got outside, it sounded like he pretended to get on a motorcycle, which of course didn't start right away. Then he took off toward the freeway at what sounded like full throttle, shifting gears and everything.
I haven't listened to this whole thing.
How did someone like that survive out here at all?
I don't know. There's some lunatics out there.
Alright, speaking of lunatics. Whoa! Wait a minute, weren't their voices male? I am confused. Must be a mod I have. I have a mod that edits level
wait there.
lists. So I just realized sneaking is going to be very difficult with this dog. Leather chest piece. That's all I need. Shotgun. Yeah, I'll take the shotgun. Okay. Just make sure we're ready.
What's taking so long? I know I just saw someone out there.
This one looked like a good mark, so just shut up and wait.
Maybe they went around back. Should we go check the loading dock?
Don't be stupid. We got 2 guys back there. I thought I told you to shut up.
But what if...
Hey! Told you to stop talking. Say
Who's
another
there?
word, and I will make sure that you don't annoy me ever again.
I'm so confused.
Nothing there now. Seriously, though, what if... Hey!
This stupid dog of mine.
Hey, what the
make sure you're ready.
Okay, there we go. Now I know where I'm at.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I can get him all the way from there because of Blitz. Let's do a crit. Boom. Right in the face. Oh, and I'm done. One hit and I'm done. So...
It's taking so long. I know I just saw someone out there.
This one looked like a good mark, so just shut up and wait.
Maybe they went around back. Should we go check the loading dock?
Don't be stupid. We got two guys back there. I thought I told you to shut up.
I might have to do a long-range sort of thing here. Until my character is a little more powerful,
Told you to stop talking.
I don't think I can do it that way. Wait, which way was I going? I was going up. Yeah, here we go.
Seriously, though, what if... Hey, hey, what the hell?
What? I warned you. Now shut up and make sure you're ready.
Maybe I can pull off a headshot. Yep. Oh no, that's demo. Jeez. I'm maybe too low a level for this. I'm so gonna get killed. Alright, yeah, probably not gonna do this right now. Let's do a few other quests before we go through this, because I think my character is just too low level.
It's taking so long. I know I just saw someone out there.
Get Grognak's axe. That would be a good weapon for this. Well, let's see. What else is there to do in Diamond City? Are there other quests? Let's see if I can find some other quests to do in Diamond City. Because that was just brutal. I thought Demo was a guy. Yeah, I mean, I have a mod installed that is supposed to... It's called Better Female Raiders. It makes female raiders look better. But it also apparently turns most raiders into females. And I think it has a problem with scripted events that are hard-coded into the game. It kind of just turns all raiders female. But then I have another mod installed that's supposed to diversify the height of NPCs in the game that removes the all-female raider thing. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, everyone's asking me to do things that I can't do at this character's level. Remember, this character's level 5. This character's level 5. I can't do all of those things yet. Let's see if I can get some quests. Oh, everyone's asleep, doggone it. Check out the wanted sign. That's right, I should check the wanted sign in Diamond City. Now, I could follow the Freedom Trail. I do want to join the railroad anyway. Am I too young a level to follow the Freedom Trail? Let's get Mo's quest.
Hey, Mo.
Need a swatter with a little more stopping power? Stainless steel nails, my friend.
Got any work?
Well, if you want to help the sport, I got a lead on a stash of pre-war collector's items. Coach, quitting is for punks west and had an estate not too far from here. Legend says when he retired, the league presented him with a baseball, catcher's mitt, and playing card signed by all the other coaches. See where I'm going with this? I'll pay 100 caps each for those relics. What do you say?
A card, a mitt, and a ball. Got it.
I thank you. And baseball thanks you.
All right.
So thirsty. Doctor says I can't drink liquor no more. Cola. Need a Nuka-Cola.
Do I even have one?
We got small arms,
Sheffield.
long arms, thirsty. Nuka-Cola.
Here you go.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
His voice. He gives a gasp. Hey, free experience. I'll take it. All right, the wanted poster is inside the tavern, right?
I believe you eat that food. Only one thing worth buying in the dugout inn, and that's the booze.
Vadim, I need to talk. Just a minute, Yeti. I am in middle of story. So then, I am crossing river, right? Wearing nothing.
Raiders and Backstreet Apparel. Yeah, that's going to be a little tough for me right now.
Dangerous of all sea monsters. A Meyerlurk.
A Meyerlurk? Come on. That's like 2 out of 10 points of danger tops. Now, if you want to talk something really deadly.
Vadim! I forgot you were there, Yefim. What is it?
You know what? Never mind. I'll handle it myself.
Poor guys at the dugout inn. All right, let's try following the Freedom Trail. I know that I'm only level 5, but I've got 2 points into stealth, which makes me super sneaky. Maybe I can just sneak by everything.
I'd love to talk, but I have matters to attend to.
All right, who wants to talk to you anyway? So, I know I could just go straight to the church, but following the Freedom Trail is good for the camera. Oh, man, I've got all that way to go. You guys think I can survive? It's a bit of a walk. And I snuck right past those dogs. Check that out. Whoa, getting a bit of a lag here. Whoa, wow. Something's going on over here. Who are they shooting at? Are those Rust Devils? Ah! Mr. Gutsy, what is he doing there? Yeah, I think I'll skip that one. You should go to Walden Pond and pick up the legendary pipe wrench called Big Jim, which has the kneecapper effect, would be perfect for this build. That's right. That's a good call. I should do that. So far, stealth is paying off. I'm almost to Swan's Pond, ladies and gents. Think I can take Swan? Probably not. Is this another wicked shipping? No, it's not. All right, here we are at Swan's Pond. Let's save and try and kill Swan. See what happens. There he is. See what happens. Die, Swan! Die with death, Swan! Oh my gosh, I'm not even denting him. Ah, this was a bad idea. Oh, one hit! Oh, one hit and I'm done. Let's avoid Swan. Maybe wait till I'm at least level 10. At least level 10, right? Hubris Comics back there if you want to get the axe. That's right. I should go get the axe from Hubris Comics. Good call. Oh, but I don't have lockpicking. Oh, but I don't need it because of the terminal. That's right. Let's see if I can get the Grognak's axe, because that would be epic. Means I wasted my money on this thing, but oh well. I love Blitz. Blitz is so much fun. Let's see if I can stealth in and get it. These ghouls are presenting me with a problem.
Won't be able to pick this.
Nope. Oh, and I can't unlock that either. So I don't have the necessary perks in lockpicking or hacking to open the terminal, so... Leaving now! Getting out of there! Run away! Keep running! Oh! Oh, I'm done. All right, let's stop with the hubris comics thing. Let's just go find the railroad.
What the?
Oh, holy mother of invention! Whoo-wee! Run, 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 run. I've got the whole of the whole of downtown Boston after me now. And I'm okay. Okay, Freedom Trail, Freedom Trail. This is where I need to go to get Nick anyway, but I think I'll wait till I'm higher level. Okay, so let's follow the Freedom Trail, ladies and gents.
For an L. Definitely a code.
Ah! Super mutant! Ah, run away! It's a super mutant! Oh, and ghouls in the graveyard! No, no, run away! Ghouls in the graveyard! Oh, the raider over there! There's just death! Everywhere I turn is death! No! 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 Oh, and death that way! And death that way! Oh! Oh, I killed the ghoul, but I don't think I could kill a super mutant. Doggone it. I'm almost there. The church is right there. They made the Freedom Trail go right through the most dangerous parts of Boston.
Ha ha! There you are! You're out there somewhere!
2 levels of stealth and that didn't work. Can't sneak around that way. Alright, I'm gonna have to do a suicide run. Good call. Okay, here we go. Kamikaze! Whoa! Running fast! Whoa! You can't catch me! I am Flash Gordon, Lightning Man. Gunners! Ah! Run up at the mass fusion building! Run away from the gunners! No! I'll keep running! No! I think I made it out alive, but so much for the Freedom Trail. I think I've lost the Freedom Trail. But I think I also remember where it was. Oh, and I'm way off course. I need to turn completely around. Alright, shall I just stealth all the way there? Ooh. I'm coming, Desdemona. Don't you worry. Oh no, on a bridge. Alright, if I follow this, I should be okay. There'll be Hangman's Alley to the right. And as long as I don't go down Hangman's Alley, I'll be alright. And the cool thing about finding the railroad this early is I'll be right next to Pickman's Gallery in case I want to go get that. Oh, blood bugs. No, don't find me, blood bugs. I'm just walking by slowly. Off me, Bloody. No, I'm going to hide behind this dumpster. Nope, can't hide behind the dumpster. I'm going to move really quickly. And I'm hidden again. Whew, the blood bugs didn't find me. Okay, where am I at? I need to go right around there. Don't want to get lost within the maze of Boston, so let's kind of make this... What's up, Oxhorn, you Bruce Jenner-looking Western-style transvestite donkey witch? Is that a smack against me or my character? Because all of that is true about my character. She is ugly. Save. Good call.
Nothing there now. What do you think? Hey!
Raiders.
You're getting paranoid. There ain't nothing here. Who's there?
Anytime now. There we go.
Who? Payback time.
Ah! Keep running. Just run through it. I could get myself some power armor here. Oh no, but I can't access this terminal. Oh man, and I'm getting myself locked in. Swim away. Oh, alright, save. Okay, I'm almost there. There's got to be the church around here somewhere. I don't see it on my map. Wait, there it is. Old North Church should be down this way. Now I do have to be careful because there will be ghouls inside the church. Where's the entrance? I could fast travel to it now. I've discovered it. It's gotta be right here. Ah, there we are. Old North Church, built in 1723. The oldest standing church in Boston. Here we go. One at a time, ladies and gents. One at a time. Let us not be hasty, hobbits. Patience. Patience is the key. Sneak attack for 4 times damage. Awesome. I think I'm gonna like this build. And I don't have to reload. That's nice. Relight the cigar. Reload on Scotch. Don't forget you can block melee attacks with a right click. That's true, but not in VATS. But that's accurate outside of VATS, so I'll have to keep that in mind. I saw one. Save. Thank you. Save. Saving. Off with his head! Was there a duffel bag? No, that's a body. All right. Snake attack. I can't wait to get Sandman kill. Okay. Oh, this part.
So that's not right. Huh. It spins. Oh, so it starts with R.
There we go.
There we go.
And the secrets are revealed.
Stop right there.
Whoa!
You went through a lot of effort to arrange this meeting. But before we go any further, answer my questions.
Sure, you got it.
Who the hell are you?
I followed the Freedom Trail looking for the railroad. I'm not your enemy.
If that's true, you have nothing to fear. It's clear you're not with the Institute. But who told you how to contact us?
I just heard a rumor about you guys in Diamond City.
I see. I'm Desdemona, and I'm the leader of the railroad. And you are? Deacon, where have you been?
You're having a party. What gives with my invitation?
I need intel.
So what will Deacon say
Well,
here?
She's got to be someone. She made it down here, right? Normal people just don't do that.
That's right, he doesn't know anything about me because I haven't done anything yet. Normally, you've done a lot before you get to this point, so he'll say, oh, she's the guy who, you know, Pickman's Gallery or something. But I haven't done anything, so he doesn't have anything to say.
What? Normal people can't figure out your decoder ring out front?
These days, being able to even spell railroad is cause for celebration.
So you got nothing. She's a complete unknown.
What are our options? Shoot her? Come on. We need friends, Des. Now more than ever. And I got a real good feeling about her.
What? Are you vouching for her?
Yes. Definitely.
So based on a feeling.
That changes things. So, stranger, why did you want to meet with us anyway?
You help since. I want to lend a hand.
There's a procedure for people who want to help the railroad. And showing up unannounced isn't it.
I followed the only lead I had.
Well, hopefully nobody else crashes this party. If we're going to be dealing with you, I need to make sure we're on the same page. You know what a synth is, right?
Yeah. I know all about them.
Good. The Institute treats synths as property, as tools.
That sounds like slavery.
I know all the right options
so we
here.
seek to free the synths from their bondage. Give them a chance at a real life. I have a question. The only question that matters. Would you risk your life for your fellow man? Even if that man is a synth?
I risk my life for people every day. Makes no difference to me if it's a human or a synth.
Well said. You said you wanted to save synths, but right now, we don't have the time to train up a new agent. There are, however, other valuable ways you can contribute. And in turn, we can help you. See Deacon for details. You're free to go.
Sweet, maybe I can get Deacon as a companion now.
Excuse me.
Hope you didn't mind the reception. When you tango with the Institute, you gotta be careful when someone new gets on the dance floor.
Your leader was just being cautious.
Exactly. Kind of killed our chance at a friendly first impression, though. But it's all good now. I vouched for you. Nobody got shot. Still, I would consider it a close personal favor if you didn't sell us out to the Institute. Thanks.
Don't worry. I'll keep your secret.
That's what I want to hear. So Dez wants me to make you a tourist. That's what we call someone who helps out with the odd job here and there. What a waste. I'm just gonna come out and say this. The railroad needs you.
You got my attention.
I got a job. Too big for me, just perfect for the two of us. You help me out, we turn a few heads, and then Dez invites you into the fold.
All
Then,
right, I like
if
it.
you get into a bind and need some help, your buddies in the railroad got your back.
Sign me up, then.
Perfecto. Let's meet up at the old freeway outside of Lexington. I'll fill you in once you get there.
Great. Sweet. I can't wait to get Deacon as companion because he's one of the only stealth companions in the game. Deacon and X688 both use stealth boys if you equip them with stealth boys. And he's not going to blow my cover if I'm in stealth. Unlike Dogmeat. Where is Dogmeat, by the way? Where's Dogmeat? Did he just, like, take a hike? Where are you when I need you, Dogmeat? Come on.
You didn't see anything suspicious coming in, right?
Desdemona.
Come here again if you need to meet us. We'll know you're coming.
Hi, Glory.
Dez says we stay here until you leave. No pressure.
Can I enter your base? Nope. All right. Well, I'm going to call it then, ladies and gents. I followed the railroad. I met Desdemona. I've got to go to the switchboard now. I'd say that was a good day's work there. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream because I have to finish my video on the Wicked Shipping Company. So, thank you all for coming. Did I leave Dogmeat in Hardware Town? Did I tell him to stay there? You mean I got to go all the way back to Hardware Town? All right, ladies and gents. Well, thank you for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. We sure had a fun time. Be sure to tune in next week, same Ox time, same Ox channel, here on YouTube or Twitch for the next episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. I'm going to have a new video for you tomorrow, just like I do every single day of the week, so stay tuned for that. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming, and you have a pleasant Thursday night.